Today we're going to look at something that most people don't even know exists. This is the Takara line of Genie dolls. Now, I got these back in the day, probably about 25 years ago, whenever the internet was first invented. I found out about these things called Genie dolls, and there was a group called Biscuit something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they were always putting up things for sale that they would find. Like, say, their Walmart, they'd say, oh, look, we got the brand new this. Anybody want one? We'll sell it. So I did definitely get a bunch of these guys and girls, but we're talking about the guys today. So let me introduce the two of these as best as I can remember. We got Jeff here. We have Mike. I'm pretty sure that is Mike. They have these bendy bodies, if you don't know. The legs are not like Barbie legs. They don't click, click, click. They just bend with a wire inside. So I don't do that too often unless I'm demonstrating it. All right. He has been in a drawer for like several years. Their arms also, they're kind of a hollow tube, kind of like a very thick straw. They have the hands that are like hardly even noticeable. So the hands are but the arms do bend. There's a wire inside and it bends. Now the arms can only go 360 degrees around. The legs, you can go back and forward 90 degrees. And there's no waist articulation. He's just like the original Ken dolls, basically. Now, if you have one of these and it's called Ken, it's because, well, Ken and Barbie were introduced to Japan, but the Japanese were not really impressed by Barbie and probably Ken. So the next Barbie and Ken was what we call Jenny, sorry. And usually it's Mike. They keep changing his name, of course. These are the kind of shoes he comes with. Now, if you put them to your tongue, here, put your tongue up to the screen. Do you taste that? It tastes disgusting. They actually use some kind of chemical in the shoes, so whenever people put their, like, you know, little kids want to chew on the shoes, then they will go blech and get grossed out by it. They have fairly small feet compared to a Ken doll. Now, I brought in a doll that I was hoping it'd be, they got him scaled down, so he's smaller than a Ken doll. These are like $5 at Five Below for a while there, but his feet are huge. I mean, huge. I was hoping that since they were scaled down, but they're actually about the size of Monster High dolls. Monster Highs are slightly bigger for the males than Ken dolls, and Ken doll is, I guess, the standard. Now, G.I. Joe also has massively huge feet, so we can't really compare a G.I. Joe to it, at least the newer ones. Now, a lot of times I go through all these different shoes and I try to find shoes that match for different dolls because, I mean, there's no, Barbie was the standards for a while there. Like, we got these right here. These are, I think, a third party, what are they called? It's the, you know, they will fit, but they won't fit that well. And these will fit probably even the larger foot doll, but I don't know. These are by that, I think, Leonard. And then we got these shoes for Barbie, but so you don't want that for your guys. Then we have these for Tiffany Taylor. They're huge. So sometimes, you know, like these are called shoesies, by the way. It was a pretty cool idea they had for a while there. And the thing I liked about them is for bigger dolls, like, you know, the 18-inch dolls, these would fit. Now, these might fit, but I don't know if that's a thing you might want to put on your shoes for your guys here. Plus, I'm a little bit afraid I'm going to get his foot stuck in there. So yeah, they will fit, but that rubbery foot, I'm just a little bit afraid of how old it is. It might rip out. And yeah, this is my bag of matching shoes. I got right here. You can't see it. This is a shoe that came on some doll that I can't remember, some doll line. And for a while there, those were kind of okay, but they're a little bit big. But those would be like good for Ken feet because, you know, these are slightly smaller than Ken. And this would be for a bigger foot doll, but not a Monster High because it's too wide. This actually came on something, I forgot what they were. They were like butterfly doll or whatever. They were 18-inch tall. They had diamonds in their eyes. And this came on something like the Winx, I think. And then this is another shoesies. Now again, you might be able to get on there, but I wouldn't. This is just a bag full of all kinds of random sizes. Like this is Barbie right here. I like these. These are some of my favorite little wedgies. And then for some reason we got a drink in here. I think that came from those, oh, I forgot what they're called. I think I showed you every one that's in this bag, at least one of the pairs. But what I really wanted to focus on today was something called Hot Wheels Skates. Hot Wheels skates, they come with a board and a pair of shoes. This pair of shoes for Ghost Spider, for instance, is being worn by him. These are like van or deck shoes. And I figured that, you know, they fit well. I mean, they don't feel like they're going to come off. They're not too tight, not too loose. His foot is significantly smaller, but I guess the rubberness of his foot helps him to really hold on to that shoe. And I like that a lot. We have the shoes in red. So if you want to put them on Mike here to not match his clothes at all. But for guys, we don't really match as much as ladies like to do for their clothing. As you can tell with him, he's completely not even matched. And they can wear Ken's clothes, although they're not as buff as the modern Ken. So you have to really, like, you know, Velcro it a little tighter than normal. So yeah, they fit pretty well. And the thing is that you slide these out, if you've never seen these before, and then slide the board on. And the boards are proportionally a little bit too small for him. But it's fine, because we're talking about dolls here. We're not talking about real life. And I know some people are like, oh, we gotta have it perfect. So that way he can be permanently attached to the board. Like, you know, if you want to do like he's doing tricks and stuff. So I did do a previous video about the shoes and the skateboards, mostly focusing on the skateboards, but I did want to try out the shoes. And when I found out that they fit these guys, I was like, perfect. So I got this pair. I got this black pair from, about said Venom, Black Panther. And, oh, Dr. Doom back there is wearing the Spider-Man shoes, and this is the Iron Man shoes. So these are all from superheroes. Now, there is one I found that I was cleaning up. I was like, oh my gosh. The great thing about cleaning up is you find so much stuff you bought and you forgot about. I went to this place called Ollie's, and I don't remember which one it was at all, but these are freaking awesome. Now, the ones that come with these kind of, they're called, they don't have the name on them. I think they're called Flavor Savers. They don't have the traditional things like the bunny shoes right here. These shoes are the closest to the normal shoes, but I've never seen any of these other ones in any other set, including these rattlesnake boots, whatever. This is called Rattleberry Sour. And you got a little rattlesnake on one board and a more realistic snake on the other board. So it's a cartoon versus more realistic. And I don't think that's a theme, really, because we got the fire and spice. And we got a chili pepper right here. The bunnies, we got a bunny, and it looks like a bunny ice cream. And then we got winter grind. So you got two different types of boards, or just the style of them, that's all. Not actually, there's two different types of boards. All right, so the main reason for this is the actual shoes, but we can take a real quick look at the skateboards as well. So we got everything untrapped in the thing. So this little thing is a flavor saver. Evidently, here's what the skateboard looks like. It's pretty cool looking design, very, very colorful. And the tape on the top is really cool. Hot Wheels Rattleberry Sour. So you won't have to go, well, I wonder which one this came with. It's got the same grip tape on both of them. But this is more the logo looking. Okay, we got serving size 1-pack, daily fun, 100%, rattle and shake, 90%, big air, 92%, kick flip, 25%, and manual, 30%. Percentages of Rattleberry Sour tricks. Perform varies from skater to skater. Store in pockets, backpacks, and more. So we got cacti on the side. On top, it shows you where to store things. You put the boards in here. So I can get it in there without hitting the thing on the side. And when you get done with the shoes, you can put them on the other side. Then you can close it and I guess carry it around with you. I don't know. It's not the thing that I care about. I care mostly about the skateboards and the shoes. Having something that's very cool like this is something different. So let's take a close-up of these shoes. You got your logo that's kind of like a Nike logo, but it's really the Hot Wheels logo. You got a right foot and a left foot distinguished. You got this part that slides out. Another thing I forgot to say about these is if you slide these out, it gives you more of a variety to actually, you know, change it up and decorate like you want to, maybe a little bit more. So if you're like, hey, it's too bland, let's liven it up some. Sure, you can do that. Same thing for this. If you want to slide that out and all these are the wrong foot. Here we go. Hold on. All right, so you got to make sure you get the right one. So for some reason, I'm like, I don't want it to be so bland. I want to have a little bit of red on the bottom. You could do that. So it gives you more variety. And if you forgot which one's which, number 2 and number 1 are on the bottom. In case you can't tell your left from your right. So this one will be number 1. See? Doesn't say number 1 on that part, so maybe it's for the factory workers. Maybe they can't tell. All right, so let's see if this fits on him. And it does give him a little bit more natural largeness to his foot. I know there's a joke in there, but about having small feet and large feet. But I think these are atypically small for a real foot. But then again, these dolls are not exactly going to be known as proportional. They got extremely long legs, and it's not just the way the camera's on it. Their legs are extraordinarily long for their bodies. But their hands do come down to their sides. Their hands are also extraordinarily small. All right, so here's Mike, and here's Mike's new cowboy boots. Short, little cowboy boots. So let me know in the comments below if you collect Jenny dolls, and if you also are like me and you always try to find shoes that will fit your more exotic dolls, because buying shoes off the internet for these guys, they cost more than the dolls sometimes, to be honest with you. Now, back in the day when Biscuit, whatever it was, the Biscuit Club, it was a Yahoo group or something way back in the day. Now, they did pretty good deals. I got a lot of really cool clothing off of there, some shoe packs. I got some Jenny shoe packs that were really cool. They used to come like 3 in a pack. 3 pair, not 3 shoes. That would be awkward. But I'm glad to find some shoes that really do fit well on him. They don't feel like they're going to come off. They feel nice. They're nice and tight. And they give him a little bit more natural largeness to it. And I like that. So now I'm going to have to create a little box for these guys and put all the Jenny shoes, all of these skateboard shoes have now got a permanent place to go. They used to go with my Mego figures, but they really are a little bit wiggly on those because they're made out of a hard plastic. I think the rubber plastic on these helps out. I do have him. I think it's him. You can tell their faces are different. So I think I have another one of him, and he's on a hard body that's, I think it's an Ibitsu body. So I need to try it on that body and see if they work well. We'll have to get socks because those bodies, when you pull the shoes off, it pulls the feet off, and it's really hard to get the feet back out. All right, well, y'all have a great day, and let me know again if you're a Jenny collector and if you found some shoes that will fit Jeff and Mike and all of our other friends like Tom. I have the Tom that everybody else wants, worth more than $400 now, and I didn't pay that much for him originally. It's the rapper version of Tom. I don't know if there's any other versions of Tom. I've heard there's a long-haired one, but anyway. All right, so thanks for watching. Have a great day, and have a fantastic Friday.